never really told you about the other side of the shit. Like when you go to jail, like people really gonna leave you. Like fam really gonna die on you and shit. That's why I be trying to preach to the young niggas and like try to let them know what it is, man. You know, I never claimed like to be the nicest, none of that shit. You know, I just wanna be the realest. What if Mega went to left? What if Kite showed strength? What if Razzle never switch and stay fucking with the 10? What if Kiss never died? What if niggas would've slide? What if Lumpy never dropped with Cuz still?
Yo, this is Preference, and you now tapped into the What If documentary. What's going on with you? Chilling, man. How everything going with you, man?
Everything good.
I want to start off by saying welcome back.
Yeah.
You know, you just, was in a situation that you came, from under. You already know, and you pull back up. And every time you pull back up, it's always, shaking the building and things of that nature and getting the people eyes on you and stuff like that. So, I want to say that's how I want to first start off by telling welcome back, and, secondly, congratulations on, all the good positivity you're getting from the track that you pulled back up with, man.
Appreciate that.
What if, part two, man? What if part two? A lot of people, posted about it, a lot of views, things of that nature, a lot of comments and stuff like that, all positivity, all good memories, not all good memories, but, all good reminiscing, when a person, hear, they people name and things of that nature, give them a chance to reminisce and stuff like that, man. So, this part of the documentary, we're going to break down part two.
Get into
We're going to get in right, we're going to dissect part two. But I want to, first start off with, part one.
Yeah.
Part one was done 4 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
When you first came home off your, long stretch and things of that nature before you got into the second situation, so, I want to say, what was the, motivation of What If?
So like the first What If was kind of created, like, and I actually remember, I was in my cell. I was on my RICO charge at the time. And I was in the cell, and I was just, thinking about, a lot of shit in my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like what if, I was good in sports, you know what I'm saying? I was a good high school player and shit. So, you know how we grow up, we, either doing that type of thing. So, I always, imagine the what ifs about just a lot of things.
Right.
And then it just came into, me just putting things together, like with history in the city, like things I knew, things I've been a part of, or, things that I, did. So
Okay,
that's what that kind of came about.
Okay, so that's definitely deep, but I'm gonna take it back before you even get into the What If, part one, and give an outline on that. Like, let the people know where you from and things of that nature and stuff like that. And we're gonna get into the situation that got you to even creating What Ifs.
Yeah, so I was I'm born and raised in Syracuse, New York. I come from the South Side, the bricks. That's my stomping grounds. That's what made me. You feel me? But yeah, that's where I come from, man. Born and raised in Syracuse. Love my city, love the home team. Yeah.
So how growing up in a two-family household, you really the stigma of it is like, most people don't. How did you veer off into the streets and get into the streets if you grew up with both of your parents and things of that nature and stuff?
Now it's like with that, it's like it's so easy. That's the frame when you become like a product of your environment. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
Like the people you be around, you grow up with, you friends with, you may not even be on what they on at the time, but eventually you being around them, peer pressure, especially at that age, caused you to start doing the shit. So, I started hanging around my guys and I ventured off that way instead of staying straight. So.
Was there ever any situation where your parents try to make a different route for you when they think you're slipping?
Yeah, I actually got sent off to California when I was about 13. I came back from that, I was, killing this, as far as sports. I told you I was in, sports heavy.
Okay.
And then from there she turned around, came back here, started getting in trouble, getting shot at and all that type of shit. And she sent me away to Buffalo, and that's when I really was into sports and I had college scouts and all that coming out. And, I remember yesterday, my older brother had came down to my game. I had scored, I think I scored like 4 touchdowns that game too. But he was telling me about like, bro, I got this going on out here and And, you know, he sold me on it. I looked up to him already, so that's all it took to really sell me on it. Right?
So you're saying, big bro, like at the end of the day, you know, you playing sports, but
Yeah.
it's like he pulled.
I mean, I was a street nigga. The whole purpose that's why I was away. You know, mom sent me away to to do different
So
type shit.
okay,
Yeah,
one foot in, one foot out.
Yeah,
situation.
It was like that, and I went with the foot in.
Okay,
So,
okay. Did you graduate from high school?
Nah, I got my GED. I was in jail. I was 16. You know, I was fighting, convicted of shooting and shit. But yeah, I was inside there at the time. I just got my GED while I was in jail.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
So, so you know, you're growing up with your mother or father, you know, getting shipped out.
Yeah.
When would you say it was official that sports is over? The Mom Dukes, pops can't really say too much. I'm full-fledged in. Like,
Yeah, it was. I mean, once I came back from Buffalo when I was about 14, it was over. 14 turning 15, I think 15, it was over.
14, 15.
Yeah, 15, it was kind of over at that. You know what I'm saying? Before that, I was just like kind of bad. I was still good in school, so I was still, going to school. But once I came back, I started seeing that money, and it ain't allowance money, but it's, the street money, it was over for me at that point.
Gotta ask the question for the world. Do you feel like if the internet, now that you know technology and things of that nature, do you feel like if the internet was there back then, did you have a different chance at life?
Man, I can't even imagine that. Like the internet back then, man, it was too real, man. Like that's why I be telling, even when I kick it with some of the young niggas, and they be comparing like the eras and shit they did and shit.
Right.
I say, man, you can't, man. You had to be the tough nigga back then. Like you couldn't really hide under niggas. You know what I'm saying? That was that era you couldn't really hide under niggas. Like eventually you gonna find out who you really are.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Skeen, he know the vibe. I come from that era, back then, so you couldn't really hide, man. You had to be somebody, especially claiming you him.
Okay, so I like that. So before it was the internet, and before, like you said, before you was 14, came back in the streets and things of that nature. What you said you used to come get in?
Facts. Like, we got history. We go that far back for real.
So before, he used to come get you. Where was the places you frequented? Like, was it still you just in one section at the time of just being in the bricks? Or was it cool to be able to go to the west side, the north side,
so
to the east side?
It's crazy because around that time, like the bricks, we were beefing with everybody. Like I'm talking about like the whole city. You get shot at, and you just got to go take it out on somebody that probably didn't even do the shit.
But before that was solidified, like you said, you was heavy in sports and stuff like that, and growing up in this, I don't want to say a small city, but as you could get anywhere in 15 minutes. So,
yeah, we all started off at like Southwest, like like I'm talking about damn near every gang banger and gang member that you in the city for real. That was kind of like the headquarters to to go through.
Right.
And I just feel like from there people kind of like ventured off and went their own route, as they got like teenagers and shit. And that's kind of how it was. Everybody really, kind of, went through there. You had the east side there, come down there, you had niggas from there, but you had a collective of niggas. Like you'd be surprised how many niggas from the bricks was from the 10th. You'd be surprised how many niggas that's from the bricks right now that was actually official niggas from the 10th at some point. Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and the east side from the vice versa, like the niggas put in work for them shit. So right. And you kind of get migrated and move around different friends, especially at a young age. And a lot of that shit, start from that. So, but yeah, man.
So do you feel at the age of 14 that you picked your side?
It was picked by default. I was over this way. I was around the niggas, so we doing shit together. We getting in trouble together, so it was only natural that we riding together. So
right.
That's kind of how that was. So from there, I was just I was a Bricktown nigga.
So now you 14.
Yeah.
What's your life like? As far as in now you full-fledged. What's your life like?
I was in the streets. Running around doing bad shit, doing kid shit, doing crazy shit, doing stupid shit. you know, just with my niggas though. You know what I'm saying? You know, I started getting caught for shit. So now, you know, getting caught, what comes with that? Jail. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
now I started to experience that at a young age and shit. And it's, you know, I just never had no luck when it came to that because like when it started, it just didn't stop for real.
All right. So what's the trials and tribulations of, you know, going in and out of jail as a youngin'?
You know, like Hillbrook, you know,
Hillbrook,
start
yeah.
off at shit like that and then, you know, get placements. But, you know, at that time, especially when you're younger, you don't even realize when you're missing time, you don't realize how important, like, them, excuse me, them years is. So, you know, time's kind of just going by. You know, you get 6 months here, you know, 3 months here, 4 months. Them shit started adding up.
All right, so, you know, from 14, let's fast forward for 14, you zoom in, you know, you in the streets and things of that nature and stuff like that, in and out of, you know, detention centers, placement, stuff like that, doing, you know, when did you feel like it got real?
When I caught my, you know, when the big boy jail, you know what I'm saying? When I caught my first adult charge, you know what I'm saying? And, you know,
And how old was you when that
I
occurred?
was 15, turning 16, you know, and charged me as an adult. Ended up turning 16 within the process, and, you know, but yeah, I was, you know, as soon as you can go, I went. One of
If-
those things.
so if you could share, what was the
Yeah, so
punishment on the situation of that
yeah,
the
it was
15 to 16?
it was a reckless endangerment and, you know, assault, you know, firing a weapon, you know, that type of charge. But I was young, so, you know, I was a youthful offender. You know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting, I think, a year in Gainesville, then like 11 months out of that shit, losing a couple good months of good time. But, you know, that was with that.
So you get released from that situation. You get released from that situation. What it is?
I'm released. You know, I'm back out. You know what I'm saying? I get released, and, you know, I come home, you know, straight to it. You know, it wasn't no like a change in mentality, none of that. No change in mentality, none of that. So, you know, I'm back in the streets now, full fledged, and, you know, I feel like I'm better, whatever. So
What's your opinion about him at the age of 18?
As a grown man back then, 18.
Okay.
he was with me as some shit. You know, he'll tell you.
I gotta give somebody
You
an
know?
opinion about this situation. You know what I'm saying? I gotta see, you know, what it was. You know what I'm saying? Do you so you know you out, you back.
Nah, he gonna tell you.
I'm 41. I'm about 5, 6 years older than him.
Mhm.
Damn, bro. I call him for something.
Mhm.
What you doing at 18?
You gonna leave it at that.
That's well put. That's a
Yeah.
fact. So did that one we're gonna say that bullet? Did that bullet do anything? As in, far as in, did it make you a better person? As in, get from the streets? Did it make you either think you more smarter to be in the streets, or it is what it is? And they just put me on. They just put me on a bench for a year.
Man, that shit turned me up, nigga. I came home, like, you know, I just did some time now. Really, you feel me? That's like the last thing to solidify you to do, you know, especially back then, to be real with you. So, you know, it was kind of like I said, that's why it's crazy the mindset, because like kids, that shit, you take it as like fun. Like,
Right.
that's, you felt like being in the streets, you got to go away. You know what I'm saying? You can't then, like, imagine, you know, going 10, 12, 15 years and never not being in jail. A lot of niggas look at you suspect. Like, you ain't at least see the inside of it. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't tripping back then about it. Like, time wasn't really nothing to me for real.
So you home? How you moving?
I'm moving crazy, you know what I'm saying? But I immediately get locked back up within, I think, the first, like, few months, like 2 months.
Yeah.
Within the first 2, 3 months.
Okay, so you they charge you 16. They charge you
Yeah.
from at 15 to 16. You end up turning 16 as
Yeah,
well.
I get home September of 2006. That's when I came home from that.
Okay, but you 15. You end up turning 16.
I was 16 in jail. I bailed out. You know what I'm saying? I bailed out for a little few months until we were figuring out what we were doing, trial or, you know, take the charge. I ended up taking, you know, and I pleading guilty. And once I had that, my release date was September of that year, 2006.
Okay,
Yeah.
you home 2006 doing, like you said, you back at it, you back, you know.
I'm back at it. I'm in the streets. You already know. First day, you know, I go grab my shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's how we was. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't no,
So
you know.
I don't mean, yeah, I'm go ahead.
Yeah, nah, go ahead. Nah, I'm just saying, like, it was more, nigga, I got released from prison. I ain't go home that night. You know what I'm saying? I went to the hood. Like, I went to see the homies and see the bros and shit. And, you know, from there, I'm moving around and, like, what's going on? Figure out what's going on in the city. You know, who beefing with who, what's going on, and we going from there. And that's how that shit was for real.
So from September of 06, how long you out until you get into the next situation?
I was out. The next situation, I think, was in, like, I want to say November.
Of what year?
That same year, 2 months later, it was
60 days after you did your bullet.
No, I'm lying. It's December. It was 3 months later. That's when I was, you know, I was out in Cortland. You know what I'm saying? I'm moving around out there crazy, and I end up, you know, serving, you know, in the undercover, unbeknownst to me, you know, a few ounces. So I got jammed up on that, you know, cell charge. So now I'm fighting that charge. You know what I'm saying?
Did you end up bailing out for that?
Yeah, I bailed out. You know what I'm saying? I bailed out, and you know, fighting that from the streets and shit like that. So, you know, I'm out. And then I end up taking a plea of 2 years for it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 and 2. So, yeah.
So how long you out on bail until you gotta turn yourself in for that situation?
I think it was like 6 months. Like 5, 6 months.
5, 6 months that you out here fighting it.
Yeah. And running around fighting the shit and all that. Oh, Hennessy Hub.
Hennessy Hub always a pleasure.
That's the time we interrupt, let them know what it is. In the building.
Pull up. Always a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yo, so okay, you out. So when you do, if you could recall, do you remember when you turned yourself in for that situation? 07 something?
Yeah, 07.
07.
It was definitely 2007. I think it was in like, I want to say like July. Somewhere around there, I turned myself in. I came home 2008 of just like August. I had went to the little shock shit, little program shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
After I did a few months, you know, went to the little program and got out from that. I think it was like I came home like August 08.
I ain't never ever hear a person describe the events in shock. So what is shock? If
Man, that shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's easy if you like to a nigga that you know that got discipline and that you know understand it's a purpose. Like yo, this we just passing through. But man, when you got to deal with you know certain shit, you know being hands on and you have to just you know eat that, take that shit. But more so, it's just like about discipline, man. It's just you know for me, it was a piece of cake because I was always a young nigga like with that mentality like that. So
okay, you come home. Hold on. So you come home August 08. What's the vibe?
The vibe, the city turned. You know what I'm saying? You know what's crazy? This for the real dope boy niggas. They gonna understand. They gonna remember this. That's when it was the drought. 2008, July, August. That was that drought. You know what I'm saying? And that's when the city was. You know, he was really. You know.
That's when
You know.
That's when that shit went to 14.
Yeah, so shits came from like 6, 7 to 14.
Went to 14.
12, 13, 14, easy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Definitely.
That was them days. But yeah, I came home August of, you know, of 08 that year. Like I said, I was, you know, the city was turned, you know, as it was. You know, my way beefing with everybody, like we always did. You know, it was nigga to have a nigga cool with us was like, like even when it was, it never lasted long. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like that with us, bro. Like, and I ain't trying, you know, make it seem like you know, but it was just. You know, when you mentioned the breaks, man, this, it came with that. It was different. You know what I'm saying?
So from 08, how long you free for?
I was free for like I said, like a few months, 30, 90 days. I won't say that because by I think it was December of that year. That's when we had got knocked off. You know, a few of us with some hammers and shit. You know, and I was one of the niggas on parole. You know, from coming home from upstate and shit. So I was one of the niggas on parole still. So I can't bail out. You know what I'm saying?
So now it's the first time you can't bail out.
Yeah, I can't bail out.
So you come home 08, you
Yeah.
come back into the same situation that you
Same
left,
shit.
checking everything temperature and just
Yeah,
making your,
Yeah, we
your,
get-
your making your print
Yeah.
and what's going on.
So we get caught with the with the gun.
Same year, so you said
The same year, a few months later,
okay, this happened in that you came
August. I
on
come home August of 2008. December, I'm locked back up.
December, you back in the camp.
December, I'm locked back up. Beginning of December.
Okay, so you back locked up. Well, you can't bail out.
No.
What's the situation?
We locked up. I can't get out. We fighting. You know what I'm saying? I get caught with a few co-defendants and shit like that. So, it's a process, especially when you got co-defendants, because it's different emotions and all that type of shit.
Everybody still talk?
I ain't gonna go that far. You know what I'm saying? People said shit they ain't so supposed to say.
People said things they didn't supposed to say.
They definitely said some shit they ain't supposed to say. But it's how you take it, I guess. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean by that? What you mean by part of it is how you take it.
No, it's like, so you got some people like, let's say for example, like you might get a police report, somebody that had mentioned some shit involving, what went on. And, some shit may come out where a person says some crazy shit, and you're like, hold on. But, they defensive. It's a police report, they can say anything. But my thing is that, man, what are they lying for? What are they gonna put their job and life at risk to just lie about you? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my method.
Right.
But that's their defense. And like I said, in that situation, I just felt like motherfuckers shouldn't have said certain shit.
What they said, did it hurt your situation?
Now it ain't necessarily hurt my situation because it was what it was with me. How I ended up coming down to it. Somebody copped out, so everybody else got it dropped from them. And
also somebody ended up copping out.
Yeah, somebody copped out to it, and
how many co-defenders was you and how
I think
many?
it was like all 5 of us at that time.
Is this public record? Can you speak on
it?
It's
public. It's public. You know what I'm saying?
So can you explain the situation?
Nah, we was out here. You know what I'm saying? Like we was riding around. We was on that shit. And niggas riding around. With the G'd up. You know what I'm saying? And shit, we get roped off. You know what I'm saying? Situations happen. More motherfuckers, trying to get rid of, do their shit, And by the time it got to the point where, it was, statements or things being mentioned and said, just, shit was said that wasn't supposed to in my book.
So you saying, okay, so when that occurred and things like that you said, you got off the situation because somebody copped out the situation.
They copped out, so they kind of did it where they satisfied it when everybody else, got it dropped from.
All right, so what the person ended up having to do? How much time the person had to do by copping out to the situation?
I forget the time frame how much he did, but it was some time. Like 7, some shit like that. 6, 7, yeah.
Okay. So now what's the time frame of you? What month?
All right, so now I'm in 11 months. I come home 2009 in November. Once the case and everything get dropped, I come home 2009.
All right, so November 2009, you released, and we back to regular scheduled programming.
Yeah.
Okay, so what it is? What you on? It's the holidays. So it's the holidays.
It's crazy to sound, but I'm outside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we moving around, we getting money, we drilling, I'm a young nigga, I'm on that shit, I'm on that time, I'm on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Definitely at that around that time.
Did you get the chance to enjoy New Year's? Was that a thing for you?
Was I on New Year's? Yeah, I was on New Year's. Was I on New Year's 09?
Oh no, it's 09 going to 010. So
yeah, 010. Yeah, I did. I was on New Year's.
New Year.
Yeah.
Okay. When did the next situation?
So the next situation I think happened in like kind of like the spring, like I think it was Memorial's Day or some shit like that. And they had said I like stabbed somebody or something. Maybe just saying shit. But this happened like in May, I think, couple months after that, like May.
Can you talk about the situation?
Yeah, it's over with. I beat it. You know, I was innocent. But yeah, they saying I stabbed somebody at the beach and shit. And, you know, got locked up for that. Got the parole violated and stuff. You know, I was facing that.
So they put the sticker on you.
Yeah, they put the sticker on me again. You know how that shit go.
So now your time cut short again.
Cut short again. Here we go.
How long you gotta fight this situation?
We was, what was it? I think it was a few months. You know what I'm saying? I ended up having my parole hearing and shit like that, and I beat it. I beat the charge, and it's crazy because the victim even came to the shit and testified.
Oh
man! You know what's crazy? I'm gonna tell you what happened. Shout out to bro too, because he came there, you know, and you know, testified on my behalf, because what they did was they had it wrong. They had the clothes kind of mixed up, and he explained the clothes that honestly little bro had on, and you know what I'm saying, as opposed to what I had on. But it's a parole hearing. He ain't on parole. It ain't got nothing to do with him. He can say what the hell he want to do. So he came and on some shit like, nah, that was me. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of
real nigga.
They kind of threw a little. He did that young, man. So, you know what I'm saying? So, but it kind of threw a wrench in it, and for whatever reason, she sided with me. You know what I'm saying? It got me off that. So I was out, man. I came home a few months after that.
That's
crazy. That's a fact. That's how I beat that shit. Because the victim actually came and testified. He'll tell you. Actually came.
Give us the exclusive. Who the fuck the victim is?
I'm gonna just say that they put in they shit RS. His initials. That's what they put in. Whoever RS is from over that way. I don't know what to do. Shit. Anyway.
Oh, word. Okay.
Yeah, that's how that happened.
Okay.
So you know, I was back out a few months later after that. I think though.
So you back out. It's still we in 2010.
Yeah.
What's the vibes?
You know, we ride around. I'm trying to get it right. I'm trying to do good on parole now. I think I went and signed up for a little semester and shit at college. Sure. Yeah, you know, I'm a smart nigga though.
So it's 2010. How old are you at the time?
I'm 19.
Yeah, how old?
Yeah, I think I was 19. Probably 19 at the time. 19, 20, going into 20 years.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm out trying to do all that.
You ever had a job?
No, I didn't at this point, but then I ended up getting a job.
Oh, okay. So,
you know, I ended up getting one.
Really trying to get it right.
Yeah, I'm trying to show them, you know. Well, I'm in the streets though. You know what I'm saying? But you know how that shit go. You got to show them, you know.
You still on papers and shit at the time?
Hell yeah, I'm on papers. That's what I'm saying. That's why, you know, I'm trying to get a little semester, go to college, and I get a little job and shit. But you know what I'm saying? It ain't really my thing for at that time. You know,
all right, so 2010, did you make it to did you make it free to see the New Year's?
Nah, we had ended up catching a little situation with another little stabbing. They say it was a brawl and shit at a little restaurant, and so for whatever reason, you know, they bring EB up again. You know what I'm saying? Everybody.
Hold on. I don't mean to slow. So wait, so you come home off of the situation same year, 2010. What month? What month we in?
I came home probably like it was a few months aside. Probably like I want to say going to like September.
So okay, from we're gonna stamp it at September. You come home September. You said this is another situation?
Yeah, like literally like probably like 60 days after that, we at a restaurant, man. You know, I'm trying to do right and working. You know, the fan proud of me, you know, I'm going little W-2s and shit. Nah, I was you know, like that, you know, in the streets, man. You know, shit happened.
So now November, another situation. What it was? Okay, you said it's a stabbing situation at a restaurant.
November, December. I forget the dates.
You get locked up right then and there.
I went on a run for a little minute.
So you end up having to go on the run for the situation.
Yeah.
You on the run, as in. So what happened? Like, how did you know that they wanted you? Like,
man, they had me all over the news and all that shit. I woke up one morning. Yeah, I wake up, next morning from whatever the situation's supposed to happen. You know, everybody calling me like, "What the hell you did? What the I'm like, the hell you talking about?" And they ran to my mama's crib, and, you know, kicking in doors and doing all that extra shit. You know, so you know, naturally my thing is hell no. I ain't ready to go back like that, man. Yeah. And I was innocent, man. You know, I was innocent and shit. So
Was innocent as in you beat the case innocent? Or innocent as in you didn't do it, but you still took the consequences?
I ain't do it, but you know, got the consequences. All that shit go. At this point, I'm feeling like they picking on me, bro.
All right, so you go on the run. How long you on the run for?
I was on the run for about 2 months, I think. Yeah, about 2 months, something like that. Probably
months.
almost 2 months.
All right, so you on the run,
Yeah.
and then you get picked up for
Yeah.
the situation. What year we in?
We going into 10, 11.
11.
Yeah,
So
right before 10, right before 11. Yeah,
right before 11, you get picked up.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you in the can. You on papers, so you
Yeah,
can't bail out.
I'm still on parole. You know, we can't go nowhere. So we fighting now, and obviously, real case. They got me with assault charges, gang assault, and you know all that type of extra shit. So now we fighting. So I know I ain't going nowhere. So
All right, so now what's the vibe? You in the can, you bidding and things of that nature and stuff like that. What
been in fighting the case. I had put in it's crazy. I remember the day too. I put in like a habeas corpus, as far as like some parole time shit. Like they overdid my parole, or whatever.
Nah, explain that. What you call it?
A habeas corpus. It's like a motion. Like you file for the courts and shit, like for like time issues or whatever, you know, type of things like that. So, you know, I got one of the old heads on the unit and shit I'm with. You know, he good with them type of things. And I was explaining my situation as far as like the time frame of me being on papers and, you know, whatnot. Long story short, you know, he put this shit in for me. I pay him, you know, those soups and shit like that. I go. And so I wake up one morning, I get a call. I go knock on the door like five something in the morning. And like, you know, that's the court. Man, I ain't got no goddamn court. My court date for my felony.
Okay, so I don't mean to cut you off. I gotta. So you go to you in the can and you fighting your situation.
Yeah, I end up turning myself in. You know, time fast. Turn myself in for the you know, the shit for the, you know, the gang assault and all that.
You turned yourself in or you got caught?
I turned myself in.
You
know, Mama Love, you know, and they coming to the crib and all that. You know, at this point, I'm just like, I'm just gonna go fight the shit, and whatever happens. So I ended up turning myself in, and when I did that, you know, now I'm fighting. I'm in the can. I'm locked up. You know, like I said, during the course of me being locked up, you know, just whatever, because I'm trying to get parole off of me. That way I can get in court and get a bail for the case and just get out.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you that. Like, is parole still, like, is you still a long way to get off of parole at the time?
Nah, at this point, you know, I think I had like a year or two parole, a year and a half, 2 years post-release, 2 years post-release. So my papers was already supposed to be up, but it was getting restarted from situations like me catching violations, but me beating the violations at the same time. So I'm like, yo, is it, you know, I feel like it was unethical to hold my time for, you know, for cases that got dismissed.
Okay.
That's when the habeas court, like, you know, came in with the motion.
Okay. At the, before you go into you fighting your case and, you know, the transition of, you said they came and told you had court. Let me get let me get an insight on, is the homies holding you down in these situations, as far as in, is they sending you money, is they picking up the phone, is they visiting, like what is the life like as you going to jail and you coming home and you connecting with these people, but you going back to the system? Is they checking on you? What's the vibe?
Yeah, I ain't really experienced the homie like turning back on, you know, to you, right? Until I really got the real time. You know, when they kind of already figuring like you'll be out soon, or, you know, that's when it, you know, it ain't really like fuck you, but it's still fuck you in a sense. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't what it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
With certain other niggas around me, and they getting, you know, they homies, you know, dropping it on them. It's, you know, it's $400-500. You know what I'm saying? They getting a little care package, and sometimes the homies will put 10 niggas, they put together $60. You know what I'm saying? It's this type of niggas we had. But I know my niggas and I love my niggas, so it'd be more for me. It never was really about the money. It was more so like the hand niggas like good, and I ain't lose nobody. You know, during the course of me being where I'm, Norway and shit. So that's what really was good for me. I never been a nigga to call me like, yo, I need the money, I need this and shit. Because even if I don't got them, to figure it out. You know. So that's
All
what it
right.
was.
So from the time you've been, thugging all the way till you turned yourself in, has anything traumatic happened in your life at this point?
You know,
Have you lost friends?
yeah, friends definitely. I had, lost abundance of friends, up until that point.
At this time, it's 2011.
Yeah.
So the situation of Kiari Blue.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, definitely. And so yeah, that and it's crazy,
Right.
because I try honestly to not even think about close to. That's why I said like close to home shit. It kind of like I kind of like always try to favor away from it. But yeah, at that time, Kiari had got passed away, and that's my little cousin, my first cousin, my little cousin, like somebody I was close to, that was
right.
around me a lot and shit like that,
Right.
that
So
situation there. Yeah.
RIP to him. His passing. Like I said, his passing. I know it took a toll on you.
Yeah.
His passing. What was the vibe of from the time he passed, which was in November, to the time you got caught on or the time you turned yourself in?
When somebody like you see, it's one thing like to lose somebody that that's within family. You know what I'm saying? And that you be around here and there, or they they older, they maybe. But I was little cousins around me. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so what's the can you play back the day that he passed away?
Well, I was actually in prison. Well, in jail at the time. I was on a violation. Some stupid shit I got accused of, but and within that time frame, I had ended up going to jail within them few days that the shit happened. And I remember actually talking to him the same night. You know what I'm saying? When it happened to him, I had a Syracuse jacket. You know what I'm saying? It was one of them. Where I got it, I think where I got it from. Somebody in the hood had bought it from. But it was a dope one of them little jackets that, with the hat and all that. Yo, cuz, man, I'm gonna wear the jacket. I'm like, go ahead, you good? You feel me? Like, go ahead. And that's our last like conversation that we had. We chopping it up. Tony Bunny, and then I wake up to the next morning, and, whatever. So
Right.
that was crazy.
Like I said, RP him. Fast forward, like you said, you in there fighting the case. You turned yourself in.
Yeah.
What ended up happening next?
But long story short, so I get called for court one morning. At like 5 a.m. It's like, court. I ain't got no goddamn court. They walked me. So they walked me out. I think in fact, I was on a unit with one of my other co-defendants at the time, Loons, and I had to went to his door and knocked on the door and like, yo, bro, man, they calling me for court. Like, court, man, I ain't got no court. I'm like, I don't know what the hell going. They calling me for court. You know what I'm saying? So I go down to the elevator. I mean, no, actually out the pod, and like, you've been to Justice Center. What's the first thing they do when they take you out the pod?
Search you
and shackle you. So they didn't do none of that with me. They just put me on the elevator in regular, you know what I'm saying, just walking regular. So, I'm like, shit, y'all some new shit or something? Was y'all certain motherfuckers? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
They kind of threw me off, but not to the point where I'm, thinking I'm crazy. So, they bring me down to the booking floor. So I go down the booking floor, I see everybody in there holding tanks and shit like that. So I'm like, the fuck? All right, man, I got court. They be coming in and going to court. I'm in the holding cell and shit. They put me in a holding cell, so they had moved everybody out. So I look out, everybody gone. It's just one nigga in there with me laying on the thing. I think he was drunk and on parole. He had a little violation too. And so I hit the thing like, yo, I see Booker out there. Anybody know been in there, no Booker. So I'm like, yo, Booker, man, what's up, man? Like, what the hell? I ain't go to court. Like, I don't know. Let me check on it for you though. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there waiting. Man, I promise, not even a minute, 2 minutes later, the nigga, comes to the tank and shit, and he like, like, yo, you out of here? I'm like, I'm out of here. He like, yeah, pack your shit, you good. So me, I'm like, yo, I end up beating that shit. I'm thinking the habeas corpse that I put in. So this is what I'm thinking. So I'm like, oh shit, I'm this is lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about rising my bitch, all that. I'm thinking of all the shit I want to. So nigga, I go to the out the door, they processing me out, cut my band off and all that shit. Man, I'm hyped in the motherfucker. So I put the clothes on. I go to make it to the point where I'm going out the door. And I never forget, I'm going to the door and shit. And they like, it's two white motherfuckers like step in front of me. And, kind of block my path off. So I'm like, pardon me and shit, like, excuse me. They step, stay there firm type shit. So I look up like, and they like, EB? I'm like, EB? You know what I'm saying? You got these two white, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing but EB. And I'm like, nah, my name, my name is and shit. And he like, well, anyway, like, we, federal agent, whatever they said their name was, and, you've been indicted for the RICO racketeering conspiracy with the Bricktown gang, and, we specifically charging you with murder, you know what I'm saying? And, investigating you for other things, whatever. So I'm like, what?
Was you outside at the time?
I'm right before, when you get released from the
right
before them little doors that, that come in and close in, they're standing right there. So I never even made it, through the doors. You know what I'm saying? Before they put the cuffs on me. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not even taking into account what the fuck they really said that it was a RICO. I'm just saying that.
Damn, I'm back.
Murder. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, oh, here we go. You know what I'm saying? So, they take me to the federal building. And I remember walking in that motherfucker. I had, like all the other homies and shit. So, what the fuck? I still don't know what's going on for real. You know what I'm saying? And I hear niggas in, the holding tank and shit. And, I'll be damn. I walk in there and I see, all these niggas. I'm like, what the fuck going on? Nigga, like, we just RICO, the feds came. Oh, shit.
What's your charges? If you don't,
it's public records too. Look it up.
So what's your charges? What you facing? What's you facing?
So what I'm facing, we go, like I said, we go to the initial appearance, and that's kind of where you get like your charges. This indictment, they call it. And I remember I was sitting at the table, and my Cody, at the time, Rel, he said to me like, back page. Like, so I'm looking at what you talking about. And it was the like special characteristics like overacts, which was the alleged like homicides. You know what I'm saying? That's where I seen my name. Like, this shit real. I got a federal murder, not just a murder charge with a federal. It's hard to beat them on some regular shit.
Right.
So that's how that was.
What if Mega went to left? What if Kite showed strength? What if Rather never switch and stay fucking with the 10? What if Kiss never died? What if niggas would've slide? What if Lumpy never dropped? Would Cuz still be alive?